Laser and Joni, what brings you guys in today?
Well, our moms have been fighting recently, and they wanted us to come in to a family session.
Okay, so how are you feeling about that?
I'm pretty nervous about what's going to happen between them. Our mom, Jules, cheated on our other mom.
Okay. Have they talked to you about that situation? Do you know what went on?
Well, she apologized for what happened. She had an affair with our biological father, Paul.
Okay. Has Paul always been in your lives?
No, Laser wanted me to contact him about 2 months ago, since I just turned 18, and he was a sperm donor, so we just reached out to him and started building a relationship.
Okay. And how did that relationship look for you, Laser?
I mean, we didn't have as much in common as it seemed. So,
Okay. Are you
it
guys?
is what it is.
Okay. Are you still talking to him now, or?
No.
No, our moms and we kind of decided that it would be best to not have him around because he kind of ruined our family.
Okay. And you said you were nervous about them. Do you know if they're trying to work things out, or if you think they're gonna split up? What are your thoughts about that?
I think they're trying to work things out, but they haven't been talking as much.
So if you wouldn't mind going back a little bit and tell me a little bit more about your relationship that you have or had with Paul.
Well, like I said, we started talking to him about 2 months ago, and he just didn't really turn out to be the person we thought he was. Like, he's not really what I thought a father would be like.
So he's not what you thought a father would be like. Can you tell me a little bit more about what you did think a father would be like?
Well, I thought a father would be someone who was honest and supportive, someone who would encourage me to go to college, someone who wouldn't end up sleeping with my mom. I think we were just really disappointed by what he did.
That makes sense. So you're saying he was just none of those things for you? So okay. So what about you, Laser? Did you have a relationship with Paul?
I mean, not really. I lost my best friend because of him, so
How did that happen?
I let him get in my head, and like, I introduced him to Clay, and he was just like, why do you hang out with him? Like, he's an asshole, and I was just like, well, he's my friend, and then I got in a fight with Clay, and I haven't talked to him since, and Paul's gone, and it's like, what did I get out of this?
Right. So what you were just saying, it kind of sounds like relationships and having close bonds with people is really something that you value. Is that correct?
I guess. I mean, I don't have that many, so the ones I do have are kind of important.
Yeah. And it seems like that is true of your entire family. You said that your moms don't talk as much anymore, so I'm assuming they talked a lot before, and you kind of gave off the feeling that you are a pretty close family.
Yeah.
So I would say that it's pretty impressive that you are here and that you're able, and your parents and with you were able to get through this incident with Paul, and are seeking counseling to try to stay together and keep that bond.
Yeah, I mean, I think we both just want things to go back to how they were before Paul entered our lives, like just us and our moms, and like having the close relationship we did have, and our moms having a close relationship to one another.
Yeah. So both of you kind of said you wish that things were the way they used to be before Paul came along. Can you tell me a little bit more about like what that normal looks like?
Well, I would say we were really close together, and like our moms would have conversations, and they would have conversations with us, and they were always really open with us and with each other.
So now you feel like that is kind of closed off.
Yeah.
Is that true for you?
Yeah.
Okay. So what I'm getting is it kind of sounds like your family doesn't communicate as well as you would like to. Is that correct?
Definitely. Like, we still don't know what's going on, if our moms are getting a divorce or if they're staying together. I'm really nervous about it because I'm going to college soon. And I don't know if Blazer and my mom's will be okay here, and especially without me.
Yeah, I mean, I think that that is something fair to worry about. I think that focusing on one portion of that at a time would probably be the most effective for you. So I think working on a communication with just the two of you to start, maybe, I don't know what works for you, but creating a schedule to maybe have one time where you FaceTime once a week and be able to talk to each other, and then also then build off that and be able to talk to your parents. Is that something that you think would work?
Yeah, I definitely think I want to stay in touch with Laser, and FaceTiming is a great way to do that, and I'd like to be able to talk to my moms, a couple times a week, to call them and see how they're doing.
And you think that they would be okay with that as a plan for
Yeah.
you do? And how do you feel about that, Blazer?
I mean, I'll pick up, so
You'll pick up?
it works.
Okay. So how do you see the future happening with you just living alone with your moms now and Joni being away at college?
I mean, Nick's gonna be on my back all the time, but it's nothing new. If they stay together, Jules will be there to talk everything out, so nothing's really gonna change that much. Joni will just be talking to us over the phone rather than in person.
Okay. So it definitely sounds like Nick, one of your moms, is the more disciplinary, and the other one, Jules, is more laid back and likes to talk things through.
Yeah.
Okay. So it sounds like you like the fact that your mom, Jules, does talk things out with you.
I guess, yeah.
So how does that normally look for either of you when your mom talks to you about problems or day-to-day life?
Well, our mom, Jules, is often the one to really have honest conversations with us. And even though she had an affair with Paul, she still came to us and explained it and apologized to us and kind of filled us in more than what I guess Nick did.
Okay. And were you able to kind of voice your opinions as well in that conversation?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess.
You guess? Were you able to kind of communicate how you felt about that? Or do you still feel like you haven't been able to say that yet?
Our family's kind of passive aggressive outside of Jules, so we didn't really respond. We just kind of knew she really meant it.
Okay. Well, it does sound like communication is a really big strength for your family, whether it's happening currently because you're going through a hard time or not. It sounds like it's definitely something that keeps you guys together on a normal basis. So the fact that you guys are here really says to me that you do want to work on your communication with each other and your moms. Is that true, Louisa?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I think that is a really positive thing. I think that you're taking a great step forward to try to keep your family together. So it sounds like the main challenge and the kind of break in communication that you think is really important all started when Paul came into the picture. Is that correct?
I think so.
Okay. And then you also stated that you listened to your mom, Jules, and were able to have an honest and open conversation with her about it and share your feelings as well. But that you have decided not to speak to Paul anymore?
Yeah.
So did you guys have a conversation with him as well?
No, he came to dinner, but I didn't
He
want
was
to hear.
uninvited.
Yeah, I didn't want to hear what he had to say.
Okay. So when Paul came over, neither of you spoke to him, and that was what all four of you wanted. Do you ever see yourself speaking to him again in the future?
I don't really know. Right now, I don't see that happening. I don't really want to talk to him.
So, do either of you think that maybe having a conversation with Paul and hearing what his thoughts are on the situation might help resolve some of those negative feelings you might still be having about the situation?
I mean, it would resolve those negative feelings for that one instance, but he still did things that weren't exactly what I thought like a father would do.
Still kind of fell short of what we expected.
And that's what you described earlier, what Joni had described. Do you agree with that being a pretty good idea of what you thought a father would be like?
Yeah, something similar.
Okay, so I'm noticing that we're kind of running low on time for today's meeting. I just kind of want you guys to remember that you are good communicators with each other and your parents. And Joni, I know that you're leaving for college soon, so I don't know if I'll be able to meet with you or if your moms would be interested in coming in for a meeting. But just remember what we had talked about maybe FaceTiming Laser once a week and then calling your moms a couple times a week to keep that communication going and rebuilding that family bond. Does that sound good to both of you?
Mm-hmm.
And I'll definitely be here if Laser, you would like to come back in, or if your moms would like to come back in, or if Joni, you're still here. And we can continue this and help build more strategies to help your communication with your family.